Hey, listen, man. Y'all ain't building no motherfucking wall. Alright. Y'all better leave the motherfucking people alone. Them my motherfucking buddies. I'm talking about the motherfucking Mexicans, the immigrants. You know, if I was them, I wouldn't even want to come over here to this regular motherfucker. Not how most motherfucking y'all treat them. You know, motherfucking people, if anything, need to learn something from the motherfucking Mexicans. Ain't nobody motherfucking work harder than them. I know that. I know who don't want them to build that motherfucking wall. Corona. The motherfucking bill company, I bet you that. I bet you they don't want them to keep them out of here. Motherfucking Corona. Go get a statement from Corona and see how they motherfucking feel. I play motherfucking basketball with the Mexicans, and I know they motherfucking nice people. Motherfucker pass you the ball every motherfucking time you asking for it. Leave the motherfucking people alone, man. Motherfucking murderers and drug dealers in every race.
All right, this is episode 45 of So Well Spoken. I'm Moris. With me is Mike and Angelus.
Yo.
So first things first, congratulations to Serena Williams.
Yay.
Who's gonna give birth to a little tennis prodigy.
Basically.
She won her last title while she was 2 months pregnant.
Did she know that, though?
She must have.
I mean, sometimes it goes under the radar, so I was just wondering. Like, that's like...
I think someone like her would know.
Possibly, because she...
Like, someone who has to be on top of
their
health and all that, I think she would know.
I hope so. It's like, goodness.
And that's just like, fuck, that's such a ridiculous feat.
Yeah. But, you know...
To just whoop someone's ass mercilessly while pregnant. Like, the only way this gets more impressive if she was further along in her pregnancy.
Yeah, but even...
And the person she was playing against was doped up.
Which, who knows, honestly.
Right. Like, how'd you get beat by a pregnant woman? You on fucking all the drugs.
She's just that more better than you, dog. That's just...
Basically.
That's what it is. Skill.
Sometimes shit just isn't fair in sports, and there's just someone who's just so much better than everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it's life. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean...
You just got to show up to the game and hope they twist their ankle or something. That's your only hope.
It's a really off day, you know. So, yes.
Hopefully they just got broken up with or something. Because otherwise you ain't beating Serena.
Nope. Now, I'm mad that people were trying to say that because of her pregnancy she got like a boost or something, like a Zenkai boost from Dragon Ball Z or something like that. Like, get out of here. How does that even make you a better player? Like, I'm not...
Yeah, and they said that the effects don't even kick into the second trimester anyway, so it's just like, y'all just pulling shit out your asses, so y'all just need to stop and give that woman her props.
Yeah, they don't want to do that.
Like...
But I'm happy.
At first...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just to say I was happy for her.
So Adam Jones, who is an outfielder for the Orioles baseball team, he's in the news right now because while he was playing a game in Boston, he was they threw peanuts at him. They threw like a bag of peanuts at him, and they called him some racial slurs while he was on the field. And so it started this, I guess I wouldn't say debate, but this conversation about racism in American sports, and specifically Boston. I mean, I'm a sports fan myself. I pay most attention to basketball, but I pay a little bit of attention to the MLB. I mean, if you were to give me the scenario and leave out the location, I would have guessed Boston. Like, Boston has that reputation amongst sports fans, which, I mean, it goes to show, because Boston is a very liberal, very progressive, very educated city. Like, they have don't they have like the most universities per square mile or something like that?
No clue.
I just know they got a ton of really good colleges there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a very, very good example of white people not calling out other white people for their racism. Because this is one of the most progressive like cities in the country. And it has like the worst reputation when it comes to race relations. And it's, in my opinion, mostly due to these very unapologetic racists never having to confront their racism. Because, like, I've seen it before when, like, some shit goes down, people just don't want to look, don't want to pay attention. Because after this incident happened, a lot of Boston natives and journalists got really defensive about how Boston was being portrayed. But this isn't new. Like, this isn't some new development that someone's trying to paint the city like, oh, they're a racist city now. Like, this is something that's been going on there, for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they just want to jump. Either the reaction is usually either they kind of like pussyfoot around the issue or whatever, and it's like, well, I don't know, it's up for debate, or they'll be like outright defensive, like referring to white people in general. So I'm not surprised that that's the first reaction that Boston has. Like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, sure, I'm not surprised. I wish it had to happen to bruh. That sounds like it's like watching. Have y'all seen 42?
I've seen
42, the Jackie Robinson movie.
Jackie Robinson movie.
With, I can't think of his name. Chadwick Boseman.
Black Panther.
Yeah. If there's a scene in that movie, not to spoil it, but of course somebody gonna come out and call him a nigger or whatever, right? And so imagine seeing that then, and then like fast forward, 1930s, about a bunch of years later, because I don't feel like doing math. I was about to sit there and
fast forward a bunch of years.
I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And it's just like,
isn't it 71?
I guess 71, a little further. I don't know.
I don't know what year you actually said for the initial.
1930s, 1940s, maybe, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't need to break down this math problem.
Yeah, see, I was trying to avoid that.
Your anecdote.
But so imagine seeing that now, and it's like, I think it's throwing peanuts at you and calling you all kinds of slurs and shit. It's like, what's changed?
To bring that full circle, I can't verify this because I'm not going to Google it, but I have heard that Jackie Robinson in his contract actually had a stipulation saying that he couldn't be traded to Boston.
I feel like looking it up.
And that he was like one of like 3 players of the era who had that clause in their contract. And of course, so I believe all 3 were black guys.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all.
That, and I mean, this
80 years.
This is a let it go, man. Come on. We already got embarrassed.
I'm done with that.
I'm done.
CC Sabathia, the pitcher for the Yankees, said after the story broke that he's never been called the N-word anywhere but in Boston.
Well,
and there a couple retired players, Gary Matthews Jr. said that it's one of the few places in the league where you hear the N-word coming from the crowd. Torrey Hunter, who's an ex-player, said that the first 5 years of his career, he was called the N-word. He had batteries thrown at him and beer tossed on him. And these guys, they didn't play that long ago. They played in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And CC Sabathia is still an active player right now. And then there's a few modern players who actually supposedly had that the clause in the contract that they couldn't be traded to Boston. I think the last one was Gary Sheffield, and that was like in the 90s. So imagine being in a town that's so racist that baseball players negotiate not being traded to your city into their contracts.
I mean, I can't blame the shit. I do the same thing.
Like
if I had the money, I would like literally hire somebody to square up with all of them inside the crowd. Like, yo, whoever said that, let me know your name so I can send my dude up there to square it with you. Because that shit's ridiculous as fuck.
Fans was trying to have goons and shit. I feel you though. I don't blame you. It's stupid.
I mean, it's the only way they're gonna learn, yo. Like this whole, let's be peaceful. That shit don't work. You just need to get your ass whooped a couple dozen times a day for a good 60 years, and you'll learn. If you won't learn, your kids will learn. It'll be one of those sins of the father type thing.
This ass whoopings for like a good half a century. Coming in for my daily ass.
You open the door, some big ass dude, like, you ready for that daily ass whooping, little nigga? You're like, yeah, I'm ready, sir. I'm so sorry about my father. Like, you just beat your ass, and you do better in life.
Oh my god. Some of these ass whoopers I'm taking, I think, it's for the betterment of society. It's so stupid.
These are deserved.
These are long overdue ass whoopings. Because your granddad was saying that shit at baseball games too.
And Michael Smith, the SportsCenter anchor, had a very good rundown. I'm sure you can find the video of the situation where he reads Boston's apology letter. And he makes a very good point that this isn't a Boston problem, that it's an America problem.
Yeah. Yep.
And Boston is only a racist city because America is a racist country.
Boom.
And that every city in America is a racist city.
I don't have anything to debate there.
It's harsh and it's very true.
Yeah. I mean, this is a country that's never had to actually confront the racism, like, we had the Civil War, and then not we, but they were just like, all right, we beat it. And we had fucking years of Jim Crow and shit, and then we got that overturned during the Civil Rights Movement, and they were like, all right, we defeated racism, yay. And then we had a black president, and again, more white people are out there screaming, hey, we defeated racism, but like, at no point do we ever have a conversation, an actual real conversation, by which I mean black people in particular were the ones speaking and not being spoke down to by a bunch of white people who don't know what racism is if you fucking point it out to them. We never had that ever happen in this country any at all, really. And it's just like, people are always shocked, and it's like, oh my god, can something happen like that in America? Like, the fuck, the rest of us aren't shocked. Like, yo, like, I really hate when I hear white people say that, like, oh my god, this is so shocking. Like, bitch, like, what do you expect? Like, this country has never come to face with racism, the shit that happens afterwards, like the repercussions of it, how it affects a group, how it affects how it affects white people and your your ability to navigate through it because it doesn't affect you at all, and how you benefit from it, and how we've got an entire political party who feeds off of it. And because every time we even, whenever we even utter the word racism, white people lose their collective shit and start crying and like, oh my god, you're reverse racist against me for calling me racist. And it's like, if we just, I'm not gonna say it because it's really mean, but yeah, it's just so
out of all things you said so far, we already got goons beating niggas' ass for like half a century. So you might as well go ahead. But no, I feel you though, man. It's the conversation needs to be had, and it's not like a regular, and it needs to be a conversation where white people are actually sitting down with their thinking caps on for once. And just like listening instead of just trying to always talk back. Like, that's the main issue with anything, is just the fact that they always have to say something back, in the sense like, oh, well, here's this, or where's this, and here's this. It's like, no, dude, shut up for a second and just listen. Because honestly, if you just listen, like, all of our complaints make sense at the end of the day. It's not like we're just pulling the shit out of our ass, you know what I mean? And just tossing out like random conspiracy theories and shit like that, We're actually giving our life examples to them, and they're just tossing off like, oh, whatever, that doesn't happen. Like, the fuck out of here. No, it happens to a lot of people. And the fact that you've been ignoring it most of your life or whatever is the issue. Stop ignoring it and just come face to face with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what's his name? The guy who does the weekend update for SNL.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Shea?
Michael Shea got into some controversy when he said Boston's the most racist city in America. And then, fast forward a few months, you got baseball players being called the N-word for playing baseball.
Yeah. Baseball guys.
And that's a really like toxic aspect of all this, is that people in Boston are so defensive against this label that their city's racist. But they don't ever do anything. Like, they hate the label, but they won't have any sort of outreach or attempts to understand how racist their city is. Like, I really like living in the city I live in. It's a racist city. Like, the weather's beautiful. There's racism sometimes. and to fucking like try to say your city is like devoid of all those terrible things that's rampant in every American city it's doing a disservice to progress.
It's a backwards. It's like a miniature version of the patriotism that people have for America. You know what I mean? It's like, we care about our city so much, we worship our city so much that anything bad you say about it is like just like not true, and we're gonna just get on our crosses to defend it. You know what I mean? It's pretty much like a symptom of the bigger issue of the way people just take things like really abstract concepts like cities and stuff like that and take them to like the extreme for like no reason, and then you sprinkle on some racism to it. That's pretty much the situation. And I've always hated that, like the I don't like patriotism in general. It's stupid because you got people like, and then it's just stupid. I hate patriotism in general. So, and if you like going that hard for your city, you know, it's cool, you know, to rep your city and stuff like that. You know, every damn city in the state has a freaking theme song almost. But the fact that you literally, it's a common complaint and you're not looking at it, that's an issue. Like, there's somebody there has to be like, well, maybe we are racist. You know, somebody over there, the light bulb has to blink, I guess, to say something. It's just like I don't even want to go to Boston now. That just killed. Like, I was like, never really considered going to Boston anyway. You know, it's like, if I was up there, I'd visit, you know, but if I was going like to DC or some shit or whatever, I'd just like skip right past it. Like, oh, we coming by Boston? Just keep going. Let's go. Let's keep riding. You know, it's just whack, man. It's whack.
Yeah. Like, honestly, a large part of it is because, I don't know, like, this country has done an amazing job at turning racism against them and pointing it at us. And so, like, they've so narrowly defined racism as, either saying the N-word or lynching people. And that's all they associate with racism. Anything else is like, oh, no, that's just freedom of speech, or somebody speaking their mind, or, they're just trolling. Oh, like, dog, like, and you can't even, like, say, yo, what you are doing right now, this is an example of racism, because they get like so defensive and like they double down on it and they shut themselves, they move inward, they get more insular. And then on top of that, you know, you have your supposed quote unquote allies, you know, the moderates who are like, oh, well, you know, we gotta stop calling them racist. We gotta like learn and speak to them and learn and see from their perspective. Like, nigga, what is their perspective of calling me a nigger? Like, yo, like, please tell me what their perspective is that I should be empathizing with. Because from my point of view, they just need to get hit in the face with bricks. So you're going to really have to explain to me.
You going to debone?
How? Yeah, like, you really going to explain to me why I should be empathizing with somebody calling a nigger because they don't know anything about my people. And so they react with fear and hatred. Like, nah, fam, that's not how that works at all. Like, we're not black people are always the ones doing the fucking outreach. And I'm really getting tired of being told repeatedly by white people who never check other white people for the racism that we need to, you know, be kind-hearted and coddle them. Like, yo, y'all already doing that. Like, you're already coddling your fellow white people. So
you're not helping.
You don't need us to coddle you as well. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I think this situation in Boston in general is a pretty good example of how America treats racism.
One of many.
In that the educated and the ones who don't feel they are racist, they're like, oh, well, I'm not racist. And they just like dust their shoulders off and go about their day, not thinking for a second that maybe there are people in their city who are racist and what they should be doing about that. And yeah, maybe Boston is unfairly being labeled as racist while all the other cities in America are nearing that level. But to be honest, I'm not really interested in being fair to some moderate comfort blanket that's just enabling racists.
Basically.
And dog, like some of these people who like, obviously they love their city and like the sports teams they're in, but some of these fucking people who are so quick to be like, well, it's not the most racist city in America, or it's not that bad. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen someone call the N-word at a sporting event. Like, why would you be around that specifically? And why do you need to be directly involved in a situation like that to know it shouldn't be happening?
People like to people are they love to freaking deflect anyways. Like if they'll like you say, man, such and such is racist. Like really? Nah. And then they like whatever point you could have made is gone. It's like nah, and you're just like deflected off. Like it's like yo, dude, I have a legit complaint here. I'm not, you could be like at your most calmest, like, yeah, I didn't really feel right about that. Felt like you feel racially tinged or something like that. And then like, they'll like completely brush you off or whatever, you be like that calm. But then you get like actually upset about it. And it's definitely, you're like, oh, why are you acting in this way? It's like, it's fucking racist. I'm mad. Like, come on. So I'm tired of white folks. I said this before.
Even Bill Russell, who, like the NBA great, who won them 11 titles, in his memoirs, took that city to task for its racism.
I'm not surprised.
Like the most beloved sports figure of his time. And like in the 70s, he tried to buy a house in Boston, and the neighborhood he was buying it in, they did their best to not let it happen. And then when he finally was able to purchase a home in Boston, people broke in and destroyed a bunch of his shit.
Savages, man. Savages. And they call us bad, man.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
How many titles do you have to win? How many basketball titles do you have to win for people not to write racist slurs on your bedroom wall?
Dog, that's the fucking barometer you need to not have racial slurs thrown at you. A lot of us are fucked because I'm definitely not winning an NBA title. So.
Because I've always heard it about Fenway.
Yeah.
About Fenway Park, where the Red Sox play, that it wasn't welcoming to people of color. And the team has a very deep history. Like, the Fenway Park itself is on Yawkey Way, which is named after, obviously, Tom Yawkey, who was the owner of the Red Sox, right? And he was super racist.
Not surprising.
Even for the time he was in. And he was the last of the pre-expansion MLB club owners to integrate his team. They didn't have an African-American player on the roster until 1959, which was 2 years after Jackie Robinson retired. Not 2 years after he started playing, after he retired.
I mean, we had racist presidents, racist FBI directors. I'm not surprised, to be honest.
We have a racist president now.
Yeah, I know you said that we had. Like, did that stop?
True.
We have all those things again, Mike. America's great again.
Yeah. Racist presidents, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say at the time period, I'm really mostly talking about. But yeah, it's just like, I'm not honestly surprised that dude was racist, and it permeated throughout the Boston area, kind of almost. It's kind of like,
trickle down.
Yes,
trickle down racism.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Racism.
If you kind of like lend like kind of add on to the already strong ass behavior of racism, it's just gonna get worse and worse the further you go down. That's why you got little kids.
Yeah, I mean, when you see somebody at the top,
I mean, you got.
That's basically gateway.
That's why you got little kids on Xbox Live calling you niggers and shit. I mean, it's just trickle down racism. Like, yo, that's all it is.
Like that one boy on fucking Overwatch, kid fucking sat and said nigger for like a minute straight. Just kept repeating it. It's like, God damn, what is wrong with you? You need that ass beat
with a brick.
I mean, use whatever weapon you want. Just make sure it hurts.
And then there's the fucking Patriots, where their coach, owner, and
Cactus, whitest team in football, dog,
who openly supported a racist, misogynist, xenophobe.
Would have not caught my ass at that White House.
I was actually kind of happy some of the players said, nah, I'm good.
I don't know. You can go ahead and cut me because I already got millions. Yeah. Like,
I got my ring and my trophy. I'm good.
Yeah, basically.
I'm about to enjoy this break.
Go ahead and cut me, homeboy. I invested like a motherfucker. I'm set.
So yeah, Boston's still racist, it turns out.
Yeah. Not surprised at all. But what about where's Ja, man? Where is Ja?
We need Ja Rule to make sense of all this. Oh man, the Fyre Festival was the most crazy shit I've ever witnessed happen in real time, thanks to Periscope.
It was a beautiful time to be alive, to witness the tragedy that is the Fyre Festival. I mean, as soon as you heard that Ja Rule was involved,
Dog,
you
that
should
was
have.
all the red flags, yeah.
Yeah, you don't buy nothing. Like, would you
That
go
was
to a festival organized by DMX?
Hell no.
So
I'd be like, huh? Nah. Is he? Nah. Like,
nah, I'm gonna have to see it before I give you my money.
somebody else got to be like co-partnering or hosting or something like that. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
He's gonna need like Bill Gates to co-sign or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
He doesn't have the credit with me like that.
Basically, I'm gonna need him to have like 5 festivals under his belt before I even think about giving him money. Like, maybe.
Maybe this year I'm going to DMX Fest.
Oh man.
So for people who don't know, Fyre Festival was a festival that was supposed to take place in the Caribbean and the Bahamas, which was co-organized by Ja Rule. Mm-hmm. And this was marketed as a luxury festival where tickets cost between $1,000 and $1,200. Wait, no, $1,000 and $12,000.
Oh.
Yeah. And this was supposed to be a 2-weekend thing like Coachella. And it was supposed to be on an island. And it all went sideways in the most beautiful way possible.
That shit was so tragic on like every level conceivable. I've never seen such fuckery in my life.
It's hard to keep in order the sequence of events, because when I first heard that this was happening, this Blink-182 canceled, and they were supposed to be the headliners. And they canceled because the equipment that they were told was going to be there, they felt it wasn't up to the standard that they're used to, so they had to cancel.
None of the performances got paid.
Damn, really? None?
Yeah, I gotta find the link, but basically the woman, she was in charge of coordinating the whole thing. She made a post on the website The Cut, and she like detailed the entire sequence of events. And the funny thing is, apparently they never made her sign an NDA.
Oh, God. The biggest mistake of all.
Yeah, so basically, everybody was supposed to, like, people who signed up for it, like, there were a couple, like, some of the people paid $500 for, like, the introductory price, like, a limited time thing just to try it out. And, you know, other people who did pay the full price, they were supposed to get their private jet commute over there to the island of Exuma. And, yeah, Exuma, sorry. And basically, they weren't charter jets at all. They were just, it was a 737 Boeing coach for everybody.
Wow.
So they all got shuffled over there that way. And then shuttled. I can't even say shuffled twice. But yeah, so they got there. They were supposed to have these luxurious tents out, and like it's supposed to be all nice and shit. And it really wasn't. They were disaster relief tents from Haiti. Literally. Like it said disaster relief tent on the tent. Yeah. And so like the gourmet meal that they were supposed to get weren't gourmet meals. It was literally 2 slices of bread, some lettuce, tomato, and
the
cheese.
Struggle.
Dog, it was amazing. Because I felt bad on one hand, but on the other hand, if you got $12,000 to spend on this fucking shit, you kind of deserve some of this shit happening to you because you don't research shit and you got way too much fucking money. So, but yeah, so basically she was like, she got there like a week before the event was supposed to take off. Like that's the first warning sign that she had. She's like, yo, she got there and they told her she has a week to get everything set up. So that's she got tight. There, the main hub house building where everything's supposed to not take place, but like where people can meet and greet at was not built. So there's nothing there. None of the equipment was there. So basically she was scrambling to get people to get the equipment needed. The stage wasn't there. Basically, literally nothing was there. It was just this island. And she was basically organizing everything with the other people that she was supposed to be working with. And they found out, I think it was like day 2, that the waters were shark infested, so they could not swim in the waters at all. Damn. And yeah, she was like, Ja Rule did come to check on things.
But, okay.
Ja Rule
why are these people complaining then if Ja showed up?
Yeah. Well, I should take that back. Ja Rule came, but he didn't come to actually check on things. He just came. Like she's like, yeah, he arrived on a yacht, but he never came to the actual island that we were on. But he was on Instagram saying that I'm here. You know, everything's looking great. Can't wait to see you guys. Fyre Festival. You know.
You should have said it.
He probably got close enough, and then he saw.
Hey yo, it's Ja. Oh god.
But yeah, so she's like a week later. She's like almost like a week had went by. I think she said 5 days, and nothing was still coming together. All the the acts were like, we have not got paid yet. We're not going to show up until we get our money. And so she was like, fuck it. And she hopped on the plane and went back home. And said,
I don't blame her. Did she get paid?
I think she got paid for the first couple of days, but after that, she got nothing.
Okay, well, she got something for that headache, because goodness gracious, it sounds like just a logistical mess. Like, good God.
Yeah, so like one of the and not investors, but like I guess they do estimates on how much a festival would cost to run or any event. And they're like, yeah, with the amount of money you guys have, this is not going to be, this is not possible at all. You're going to need at least 50 million to do all the things that you're saying and you're advertising. And like the guys who co-founded the event with Ja, one of them said, quote, fuck it, let's just do it and be legends.
That sounds like some rich people shit.
This is some legendary shit.
It really is. Like, and
my favorite part is when the sunset and it became Lord of the Flies on the island.
Oh god, yo, that was so fucking hilarious. And like I was following all the people, I was like following different Twitters. Like technically it was a moment, so it was like a whole bunch of Twitter feeds of people who were there and what they were going through. And this one girl was doing like a play-by-play of what was happening, and she was like she had been robbed. She's like other people were getting in fights, getting punched, getting kicked, and they were getting robbed. And as she's telling the story, a woman from a news network was like, hey, I've got your story. She's like, can I, please share this? And she's like, yes. And then like the next tweet, she adds that reporter and goes in all caps, also, please send help, please send me help. Dude, that should have me dying. I felt bad, but it was
like, what is going on over there, man?
She's like, please send help right now. I have no money, no food.
How would you not have money going down there? That's not like some poor trip planning on top of just like being stupid enough to go down there.
No, it wasn't. That's because people were getting robbed. Like they would leave their tent for like a second and then they come back and all their shit was gone. So it's like they lost everything. Yeah. Right. And like people were actually getting robbed with the stuff on them. So it wasn't like you were safe carrying it either.
Yeah. Yo, we's Lord of the Flies for real over here. They wild.
It really was.
Literally.
Man. Battle Royale, like motherfuckers was killing each other to stay alive. They actually weren't, but that would have been amazing.
Jeez, man, I heard about it. I was like, that sounds like a familiar thing that happened in the fighting game community when they had this like beach event, but that's like 10 times worse. Jeez, damn, Ja, that's gonna stick with you forever, man.
And Ja Rule got banned from ever trying to throw another festival in the Bahamas.
I would imagine so. Like, dude, that's fraudulent almost. So it's like almost. It is fraudulent, man. You can't just be running stuff like that, man. I wouldn't even like have my name attached to something like that. As soon as I would have saw something was up, I would like, yep, I'm ghosting. I'm gonna get my yacht, go somewhere else.
You guys could make fun of me for saying this, but I thought Ja Rule had more sense than that. Because the way this starts, they said that Ja and one of the other co-organizers stumbled upon this island when a plane they were on like ran out of gas and had emergency land. And so they landed on this uninhabited island, and that's when they came up with the idea to throw a festival there. But this is an island that has no sewage system, no electricity. Like that has no infrastructure.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's uninhabited because there was clearly a runway there for a plane, so it was well kept too. So that means somebody has. It's
probably there for that reason.
I thought they flew into an island and then took a boat to that.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is what it is. You're right. Yeah,
because that's why.
Orders, like fuck that.
Yeah, people showed up in a boat and then they're just on the island. They had no transportation to anywhere else on the island.
Yeah, nah, that couldn't be me. I gotta be around civilization, dog. Like, unless the island is like a private island or something like that, and no, I need to be around civilization.
Unless Jay-Z, Beyonce, and other big big name celebrities are there. I'm not going. Ja Rule's not a big name celebrity. That nigga's barely above me. So like, I'm not going to this. Like, no. This is like your boss basically throwing a fucking party on a private island. Like, I don't trust you. No.
Imagine if like Mace threw like a party or some shit.
If anybody went to a Mace festival, yo, you deserve to get robbed, yo. You absolutely deserve to get robbed.
Oh, Mace? I gotta go. Like,
yeah, like you let me drop 12 stacks on a Mace event.
I don't know. Maybe Craig Mack's gonna be there.
Oh my God, Black Rob might be there too. Get the whole 112. Get the whole Bad Boy reunion kicking.
But then that wouldn't be as bad though, because at least probably had Diddy or whatever. Like, okay, maybe that's somewhat.
No, I didn't say Diddy.
Just everybody else that don't matter in Bad Boy.
He's gonna like Skype in. He's gonna FaceTime during the 112 set.
It's like, what up, Playboys?
Yo, did y'all? I don't know if y'all remember this, but I remember like Diddy like a party at his crib or whatever, and Kevin Hart was like hosting, and for like if something like these two chicks like in this big bathtub or whatever, P Diddy rich people party shit, right? But it was candlelit, right? It was like mad dark. This girl's hair got caught on fire on live stream.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Kevin was like, oh shit. He ran away. I'm like, yo, I don't know if I can really party with rich people, man. I don't know if that's in me. I say that now and then. It'd be like a few years later.
I mean, it depends if I'm rich or not. If I'm rich, I'm partying with them. If I'm broke, I'll probably be less careful so I can get a lawsuit in.
Slip on P. Diddy's floor.
There was some misplaced ice. I don't know, just so happened I slipped,
Tore my ACL. Neck hurts. Everything hurts.
While faking a seizure in the middle of Puff Daddy's house.
Speaking of settlements, heard our boy cashed out. United Airlines, the doctor, heard he cashed out.
I mean, I'm not surprised, though. They like beat the shit out of that.
Is there any word on how much he got?
It's undisclosed, but
yeah, it's undisclosed.
I'm like,
I'm not selling. I wouldn't settle for anything less than 100.
I would want that shit to be public. I don't even care. You beat my ass and people were recording it, and you dragging me off a plane? No, dude, you're getting embarrassed for the rest of your company's history, dog. Like, no one's gonna want to fly you no more.
I want that shit to be a national holiday. Like, make sure nobody forgets that
like,
shit. You
better give me a big ass settlement. And I want it on one of those big checks, and I want Beyonce to hand it to me.
I want Beyonce and the twins to hand it to me.
That was wild. Legit though. Like the funny thing is, I heard that when that story came out, I was getting ready to plan my trip to Houston. I'm just like, really? These flights, man. They I don't know if it's because we're like recording more stuff nowadays or whatever, which is probably the more likely option, but it's just, we just hear stories almost every week about some flight doing some bullcrap. Like, did you see those two guys in LA getting, y'all, I think you posted this, Morris. Like, somebody.
No,
yeah. You guys getting in the fight on the airplane? Like, what the hell?
It's like slap fighting in your seats.
Yeah, I felt bad for that airline hostess. She's like trying to stop it. She's just getting swatted away. I was like, this poor little girl. I'm
just like, dude, what flight chain was that? Whatever your name is.
Tokyo something.
How much you want to bet it was over anime?
Oh my god. No, because the guy with the Hawaiian shirt was the one who started. Like, he just randomly spazzed out. The other guy didn't know what the hell was going on. He was just fighting back.
Okay. It was over anime though. That's my. That's what I'm gonna think it is, because that sounds more funny.
Slightly racist, kind of.
Like, as he was walking to a seat, he's like, JoJo's trash. And then he just set dude off.
Yeah. Not entertaining, you fools.
It's a wild 2017 so far, you know.
I mean, maybe that man was just upset that the guy was happy, you know, just like
Joe Budden
and Lil Yachty.
Nigga, chill.
All right, let's talk about that for a little bit. So, Joe Budden interviewed
for people,
Yachty.
Hold on, Yachty. Well, for people who don't know who Joe Budden is, he's this washed up trash rapper from fucking New Jersey who had a hit song back in like 1999 called "Pump It Up."
That was like 03. That wasn't that old.
Yeah, that was
We're
back.
just gonna go with 1999 because it makes me feel better.
Retroactive canon over here. Okay.
So yeah, he had this one hit called "Pump It Up," and he's been bitter ever since. Like, man is like a walking embodiment of just anger and just resentment in black form. It's just like, chill, nigga. And then Lil Yachty, he makes really weird music, but people like him because he's just a happy-go-lucky kid. You know, last year he was living at home with his mom making, I think he said $7.25 an hour at Mickey D's. Now he's making millions, making music. He's happy. But go on.
But that's not real hip hop. That's the problem. Joe Budden just
This man was very upset.
very upset. Way more upset than you should be at someone for being happy all the time.
Right?
Legit called us do like a commercial like product and stuff like that. Like, yo, dude.
Yeah, just because he was like, yeah, I'm happy. Like, every day I wake up and I'm happy. He's like, you're obviously media trained. That's a very media trained answer. Like, dude, what do I have to be angry about? And I think that is the question that really needs to be asked.
Dude, just because you are loving hip hop, New York does not mean you get to just call out people like that. Cause he be like, have you ever actually heard any of his like rants like with other rappers and stuff like that? You know, like his Drake rant or whatever. It's like, dude, calm down. Like my boy Yachty said, you know, nigga, chill. The pause will get me in that comment.
Yeah. Like, I don't like Yachty. I don't like his music very much, but I don't hate Yachty. Like, I don't.
It's Yachty, isn't it?
Yachty.
Yachty.
It's Yachty.
Oh, it is Yachty. Okay.
Yeah, it's a boat.
I just call him Little Boat.
You wouldn't call it yacht, would you? I mean,
I just thought he was calling him. I thought he was saying Yachi this entire time. It's like, why do you call yourself Yachi?
Yeah.
It's a yacht, nigga. But
yeah, okay,
word.
yeah.
But so Yachty's so inoffensive. Like, his music is so inoffensive to me.
It really
Where
is.
it's like, okay, I see how some people could be into this as like a carefree background music type thing or whatever.
But it's not real rap though, Moris. It's not real rap.
Dude, rap is so
It's
crazy
not,
right now. There's so many subgenres of rap.
There really is. Like, there's something for literally everybody. So I don't understand how you can get mad that somebody else is enjoying something that you don't like.
Even Charlemagne tweeted him that crap. So he's like, dude, there's Wale. Well, I'm not gonna say Wale, but you know, there's Kendrick, you know, who just dropped the Beast album. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stuff out there that you can just listen to. Like, I hate that sentiment that all rap has to be like super, like either like super hood shit or whatever, or like super conscious or whatever. It's like, yo, all this music is out here. Listen to what you like, dog. You don't
It really
have to.
is.
Like, if you mad at Lil Yachty, I mean, like, why? What in what places are you in that you have to listen to his music? Like, do you listen to the radio?
Yo,
That's your fault. You know better.
Change the fucking channel.
more than ever, you have so many options when it comes to listening to music. Like, no one,
Right.
who tunes into the radio as like their main source of getting music. Like, you could listen to whatever you want at any time, pretty much now.
Spotify, Apple Music. I mean,
so he's really just mad that other people are enjoying this guy's music.
Basically.
pretty much.
Like, he was upset about the cover. He's like, what the hell's this cover about? Yachty's just like so calm. He's just like, because when I was growing up, I was that weird one. I was the outcast. So I put other people who were seen like that in their culture as. And I was like, that's a fucking legit answer. That's dope.
Yeah.
And Joe Budden was so pissed about that. I was like, dog, what is wrong with you, man? Like, Jesus.
Before that interview, I've never heard Yachty speak. So
he speaks like how he raps.
I never heard him speak.
much.
I've heard a couple of his songs, but I never heard him talk. So I wasn't sure if he was like, just not a very intelligent person or what. But after that interview, I'm like, okay, this guy seems pretty genuine. Like, this is just who he is.
Yeah.
He's just a normal guy from the looks of things, just typical.
Joe Budden was like on him so hard, and the way he was so calm and collected and made concise points and rebuttals, it was very impressive. Because Joe Budden was like spitting.
Yeah. You saw the vein in his forehead the entire time.
And the crazy thing is like, yeah, he's only 19. He just turned 19. Like, dude, like, let that kid have his fun, dog. Like, what the fuck? Like, do you want every black kid to go through like some fucking monumental harsh ass struggle? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, he makes inoffensive music that some people like, and let those people have that, man.
Yeah, he's trying to be that old head that always trying to give you advice, but then it's like always like the most inappropriate advice ever. It's like, yo, okay, dude, that has nothing to do with anything right now. You would have a point if that was the case, but that's not the case, so shut up. Like, stop.
Career-wise,
I mean, really.
Like personal life-wise, he has made so many fucking stupid mistakes.
Repeatedly, too. He's a habitual mistake maker.
And he has shown himself to just be a very shitty person. So for him to be on some high horse telling people that their music isn't real is some bullshit.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is like, Yachty is like, fuck, that dude's, like, his career is in a way better place than Budden's. Like, why would you take career advice from somebody like Budden, who barely has a career?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Exactly. Like, and like, you got Yachty over here. This dude, he's got a song with Target. He's got a modeling deal. Endorsement of the ass. He's got a modeling deal with Nautica, which is what he always wanted as a kid. I wouldn't take any advice from Joe Budden, dog. I wouldn't even take advice how to shave my head from Joe Budden, man.
Like, yeah, I'm seeing this dude on TV almost every day. You know, like,
yeah,
dude,
damn It Takes Two remix. I'm like, okay,
get paid, my guy.
Basically,
I'm telling you, man, that beard, that's the Joe Budden's beard's running the show there. Yeah, it took over back in like 2005.
It became a sentient being. It just took
that
over.
beard's the one who came up with the idea for Slaughterhouse.
Damn,
where
man.
he got washed on almost every track by everybody else. Not gonna lie though, I do like that one song, One Night by Lil Yachty. I don't know why. I just like the chorus. Cracks me up.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I never like. I used to be that guy though. Like they used to like that's not rap. Like because we were like growing up, I really didn't appreciate a lot of trap music or whatever. Funnily enough, I'm from Atlanta, which is the weirdest thing ever. But I didn't really appreciate it until I like you're in the element of what trap is about. Like you're in the club or you're like, you know, with your homies or whatever, and that just shit just rides or whatever. It's like, okay, I get it. This is some dope shit. Yachty probably does that for some people. Like, oh, this is it fits the mood or whatever. Same thing with Lil Uzi Vert and a lot of these like, you know, younger up and coming rappers and stuff like that. It's a mood for them and it's for them. It's not for your old ass. Like, leave it alone.
Basically,
let it go.
Yeah, because I don't want to hear Joe Budden try to make music that sounds like Lil Yachty's music.
Oh God,
I don't want to hear Joe Budden music at all. I mean, I'm good on that. I'm good. If Pump It Up was his only hit, and only reason I know that song is because of freaking You Got Served. So thank you, Marcus Houston and Omarion. But other than that, it's like,
as Trey pointed out, it's also like one of the most used songs for video game menu music.
The NBA Street.
What, like in a Madden or something like that?
Every time you played a sports game by EA or 2K, you probably heard that song playing.
Yeah, he had to.
Didn't even realize it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Old heads need to chill, man. Just
yeah,
stop.
and for him to be talking about real shit when Pump It Up is clearly not something he wanted to make.
It's probably why he's so bitter right there. He's like, I made Pump It Up. And that was it.
You know Def Jam made him put that song out. It doesn't sound like anything else he's ever done.
Yeah.
He was the worst person to put on that song, too. That could have been a much bigger song with someone better on it.
Ja Rule?
Probably. It was 2003.
Probably, yeah.
Have Ashanti sing on the hook randomly.
Yeah.
Boom. Triple platinum in a day.
Yo, we got to get a quick fuck Donald Trump.
Okay, yes. Let's go that.
So we got a few minutes. The transition to fuck Donald Trump. Because every few days, Donald Trump puts his foot in his mouth, says some stupid shit.
Habitual foot and mouther.
He was being interviewed and he again mentioned that he believes Obama bugged the Oval Office.
I thought we went over this already. I thought that
Did
was
we?
dead. No, not us.
He did it.
I'm talking about like the FBI said no, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he said it again. He reiterated it like all.
And then
2
the
days
reporter's
ago.
like, what? And he's like, well, yeah, so I have an opinion, you can have an opinion. And he's like, but motherfucker, you're president.
He's like, I want to get your opinion. And he's like, no, we're done. He cuts the interview off and like walks to his desk and shuffles some paper, and the cameras will look at him like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like this shit needs to happen every time he speaks.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, like he also was like during that same interview, he's like, why didn't Andrew Jackson stop the Civil War? I'm just
Oh,
my
that's the
God.
interview? Oh,
Yeah, that's all part of the same
Oh,
interview.
he said he believed Andrew Jackson would have prevented the Civil War.
Andrew Jackson would have looked at this and said no. He's like, and then he's like, he said, what was the Civil War even about? He's like, nobody. Here's a question that nobody
knows.
Nobody knows.
I'm pretty
What is
sure
the Civil
people
War
studied
about?
that for years, man. That was
just
a
like-
big event. Like, how?
Like, I hate this man so much. Every day I wake up and check Twitter, I check with the prayer that he like had a heart attack, and it never comes true.
I read, you know what I thought? I had a dark thought. I said,
Is that really dark though? I mean,
no, it's not dark, you know. In my case, you know, it's like whatever. But no, because have you read that he said he wanted to go visit Kim Jong Il the Jr. or whatever? I don't know his damn name. I don't
Kim.
John,
Wait,
whatever.
can you say that one more time?
No, I'm not saying it
Jong
again.
Il Jr.
I don't know. I don't really. I can't
Kim
think of
Jong Il Jr. Oh damn. Kim Jong
his name.
Il.
Anyways,
Let me write down the title of this episode real quick.
Oh
but,
shit.
he said he
Fucking
wanted to go
crying.
visit to talk with him or whatever. I'm like, yo, honestly, I don't even mind this dude. Just murks you while you over there, dog. I don't mind. I was shedding no tears. I'm like, you know what? And then I thought about, would America care?
Yeah, we probably would. We would retaliate very quickly, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's the
can't
thing
just be
about
killing our president.
That sets a bad precedent. He's off in our presence and we don't do anything about it. Like, oh, well, he was racist.
I mean,
I mean, I personally won't be doing anything about it.
I sure as shit. I'll probably cheer for that man. Like, yo, that was a good shot, my guy.
Clean.
Clean kill, clean kill.
I just thought
So,
about it.
Andrew Jackson, the person who Trump said would have stopped the Civil War, died like 14 years before it started,
Yeah, 16.
and was a very staunch pro-slavery advocate.
Yep. He took out an ad in the paper to get his slaves back when they ran away. He's basically through and through a big piece of shit, and I'm happy
He's
he's dead.
He's not just. He's a monster, dog.
Yep,
What
he's
he
responsible
did-
for Trailer Tears.
Yeah, like,
And Trump loves that man. I'm just like, dog.
Yeah, I don't get the obsession. I think the obsession comes from people comparing him to Andrew Jackson's campaign. And so immediately in his mind, he goes, well, that must mean Andrew Jackson
guy's a
had an
great
awesome
man.
fucking
Presidency.
campaign and presidency thereafter. But everyone who's read anything on Andrew Jackson knows that he was a genocidal maniac.
I mean, that's the main reason why people want him replaced on a $20 bill. It's like dude's just like a monster, dog. He's pretty much why the Native American community is so fractured at the moment, you know, and why they can just not say they're barely scraping by, but that's the reason why they're broken down to the point that they are, you know. And it's hard for them to get a lot of representation in a lot of areas because it's just that one moment in history, just like how slavery messed us up for like the next 100+ years, you know. So, I mean, the fact that you would compare yourself to that person just doesn't give you. It's not a good look, bruh.
It speaks volumes about that person.
It does.
And you got so many moderators trying to defend him. Like, oh, give him a chance. Like, nah. How about we don't?
He's done too much in the first 100 days period for me to even consider him doing a good job. It's like, no, dude, when he first got in here, he tried to ban Muslims. Then he tried to get the Affordable Care Act repealed and it failed the first time. And then it's just like
They're voting on it again tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yep. And then he tried to get Muslims banned again.
Yeah.
It's just like, dog, can you just stop? Like,
And then
Stop.
there's rumors that he's signing a anti-LGBT bill tomorrow too.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I'm just
he's
like-
I don't know how stupid he is, or if his advisors are stupid, or if I'm getting am I paying attention to the wrong thing? But they keep smashing their heads in the wall trying to get the same things accomplished that are unconstitutional.
Yeah. And it's like, imagine being in power of all three branches of government. You can't get shit fucking passed. Like, dog. The Republicans are nothing more than an obstructionist party. Like, they've never had an actual game plan ever. Because, like, their entire platform is basically just say a bunch of bullshit, offensive shit, and Obama was in charge, so they never had to actually do any legislation. Now that they actually have real power, they're like, oh shit, what do we do with this? Yo, like, we don't know how to fucking do anything. And it's like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah, they've been running on repeal and replace ever since Obamacare went into law.
Yep.
And it's been shown that it was just a farce because they have no plan
at all. Not anything. And the shit they're making up now is just like, it's literally them just saying we care nothing for human life, like at all. And it's crazy. Like their more staunch fucking supporters are like, oh, this is a great plan. Like, this is probably gonna kill you more than anybody else. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. And I don't know, like, I'm at the point in my life now, I don't feel bad for them. So I know that's probably really mean to say, but honestly, if some of them perish tomorrow, then, whatever. And like, the same thing goes with fucking Trump, LGBTQ for Trump. Like, yo, you guys are idiots too, so y'all deserve to get that shit handed to you. But the rest of the fucking LGBT community does not. But the LGBTQ for Trump, y'all deserve to get y'all rights taken for a little while, because y'all are fucking head ass dumb. Like, nah, man. That's like blacks for KKKs. Like, no. No.
Meanwhile, Obama comes back on the scene or whatever, talking about what happened, being a funny ass, smart ass, and then getting $400K for a public speech over in Wall Street, and people went ballistic over that. I'm like, dude.
Boy, Sanders supporters were fucking up in arms about that. Oh, the establishment. Like, man, shut your bitch ass up. Like, and then Obama turned around and donated $2 million. Like, how much has Bernie ever donated?
I read that today.
None.
I was like
what a flex. What an amazing flex.
He did it so effortless. He's like, I'm just going to drop $2 million.
Me and Michelle, we got that right afterwards too. That's
yeah,
what was boss.
What was it you were saying about me?
Yeah, it's like, I've already done more than your damn fucking, the guy you worship. So, I mean, y'all should shut up. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I just even if he didn't do that, I didn't care. Like, what's the big deal? Like every president post presidency have like gone off, said some shit, regardless of what it was, right or not, got paid for it. Why can't he do it? Like, dude, I wish I could.
Black.
Does Obama have a book deal for his presidency memoirs? Because you got to think a black man as president has to be one of the fucking wildest experiences a human has ever had.
Yeah, I think he already finished his first book for $60 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to read it, but and I'm not even a big reader. I want to read that. But,
I'm actually going to buy it and read it instead of my usual way of getting books.
Mm-hmm.
Back onto the subject before I was so really accused of something. But no, like, the funny thing is people complaining about him taking a speaking fee, acting like Bernie don't take speaking fees, dog. Like, that dude's got 2 houses and a whole bunch of other shit. So, like, if y'all really gonna talk about the establishment and shit, get on your man Bernie as well. Cause, like, he is far from this perfect white messiah that y'all try to paint him to be. Number one, you can't be white and messiah. That shit does not work at all. No. They're incongruent. You can either be a messiah or white. You can't be both.
Yeah, it's wild, man. This post-election period has been like, I'm salty, and I know a lot of people are salty, about the election. I mean, like, Clinton can't even say, like, Hillary a few days ago said, I made some mistakes. Which, okay, sure, yeah, okay. And then she said, but I still believe the Russian hacks did X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah. And people are like, why is she not taking responsibility? I'm like, dude, that's what she just said. Like, you can't, like, all this evidence is like pouring in about the Russian hacks or whatever. You just want to ignore it or whatever. Like, it just wasn't anything that could have affected her election. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah. It's just so much hypocrisy, though.
Yeah. People want these, like, white knight ass, like, politicians and stuff like that. It's like, you're not going to get that.
Like, really fucked up purity tests. Like,
and it doesn't work. Like, Obama was as close to that white knight as someone could hope for. And he was too nice. Like, he was too nice of a president.
Too nice, and he had some other issues he could have worked out on, and then it's like, okay, yeah, he's not perfect. That's a politician. They're not going to be perfect. They are human like you or me. I don't see your ass running for president, so I don't want to hear shit.
Basically.
Cause these people don't know. It's like, even though people don't understand how hard these jobs are, president of an entire country, that is a hard ass job, which Trump didn't know it was going to be that hard, but I don't get why people put these people up to this standard like that and expect them, and then when they don't follow through a lot of the time, like, to be honest, Bernie Sanders didn't follow through. He literally made the same mistakes Hillary made in her election.
That's what I am saying. That's the thing that makes me so upset, dog. Like, they will shit on Hillary for her fucking campaign strategy. At the exact same time, fucking fellatio fucking Bernie Sanders, like, this dude did a perfect run. Like,
he didn't come to Atlanta, dog.
He didn't come to the South, period. He completely ignored the entire southern region of America, and people are like, oh, Hillary stole it. Dog, you literally skipped out on the biggest voting bloc in America. That is the black voting votes. And like, you can't say Hillary stole that from you when you put no work into even try to get those voters. Like, what, you thought because you got fucking Killer Mike to bust a few bars, all of us are going to be like, oh man, I'm going to go vote for him now because Killer Mike says so. Nigga, 2/3 of people don't know who the fuck Killer Mike is. It's like, you put no work in, you get nothing out of it. And you can't sit here and fucking chastise and shit on fucking Hillary for her terrible campaign strategy when your man Bernie, his shit was so bad he didn't even got the primaries. So it's like, sit down, like, sit this out. Like, you clearly are out of your depth when it comes to politics. So just sit this shit out. Go back to whatever other fucking spur of the moment shit that you're into. You know, your little fad of the moment, and then back in 2020, come back and revisit this, because it's clear that you don't know anything about politics, and it's also clear that this is just some fucking spur of the moment shit that you like to do, like to make you feel like you're fucking doing something. Like, get the fuck out, man.
Yeah, I think it may be time that Democrats cut ties with Bernie Sanders as well.
Dude, he's toxic as shit.
Yeah, he does no real good for them anymore. And he's old, so it's not like he's the future of the party.
He's not really even a Democrat in the first place. That's like the biggest issue.
Yeah, he's not. He's a freaking independent. He just ran as a Democrat for this election. And it's just like, how the hell are you going to demand that this guy take over the fucking party that he doesn't like being affiliated with? Like, what? And then people are like, oh, if only other people were like Bernie. Like, well, last time I checked during this fucking election, other candidates and their fucking state elections did try to run with the Bernie strategy and they got their asses stomped. So clearly that fucking whole economics first shit does not fucking work, because it doesn't resonate with anybody. Like, I'm sorry, like, a black person that's not gonna like listen, like a black person or LGBTQ listen to somebody say, oh, there is no racism or there is no fucking, you know, homophobia. It's all about the fucking economy and Wall Street. They're gonna be like, okay, you basically don't give a fuck about what's affecting me. Therefore, why the fuck should I vote for you?
Yeah. I mean, this is seeing the attitudes. I mean, I caught this like mad early back, like right before the primaries or whatever. It's just like, people were just all on this dude. I'm like, okay, he seems nice. And then the more and more further intellectual we got, his true colors just popped out. It's like, this dude just does stuff and just without really any consideration of like the bigger picture. Just like, I have this idea and I'm just going to do it. It's like, dude, there's more to that than just, just tossing out ideas. There has to be like a follow up, a plan, how you want to involve everybody else. Like, dude, it's just not people who, I'm going to say this. I think people who lean towards Bernie Sanders at all have no sense of foresight, and they're worried about the right here and now more than anything else. And that's a poor way to think of any type of politician. Like, people are like, oh, he's trying to get free college. Dude, if you're a college student now, that's not going to matter for you. It's going to matter for your kids. Think about your kids. You're not thinking about you right now. Like, it's not, I know, I wish I might get my loans, my student loans forgiven. Hell yes. But that may not happen in my lifetime. You need to worry about stuff happening in the future, not what's happening right now to you. I know it's pressing. You're frustrated. You're a college student. I get it. I've been there. But dude, it's not about you as an individual. It's about a group of people and your future and your children's future, not just you. And I don't think people get that a lot of time when it comes to politics. It's like, dude.
Yeah. That's one of the big issues with, honestly, I think Bernie's entire platform was basically, it was built on saying the most pie in the sky shit he could say. Like, nothing had a concrete plan behind it. He's like, oh, I'm going to give you guys free college for everybody, for student loan forgiveness, free health care. And like, but your taxes won't go up that much. And people are like, oh, look at Hillary. She's not promising the same things. She's so terrible. It's like, no, Hillary's promising things that she she was sure at some level she could achieve. Like, there's just no fucking way in hell with the two-party system that Bernie Sanders was going to pass any of that shit he was saying in the way he was saying it at all. You have to be a complete remedial dumbass to actually think that. And I'm not trying to crap on Bernie Sanders supporters and be like, you guys should not vote anymore. But it's like, dog, you can't get mad at many Americans for being pragmatic. Like, you just can't, because people, especially like for like minorities who hear this kind of rhetoric over and over again, all these fucking pie in the sky promises, we know they never come to fruition. So you can't get mad at everybody else for basically not falling for the bullshit and being like, okay, yeah, no, that's not going to really happen. And then number two, you have not really illustrated any way on how you would get that shit done. Like, it always circles back to the establishment and Wall Street. And it's like, okay, at some point, my guy, you got to go a little bit deeper with your politics than fucking blaming Wall Street and the establishment. You gotta bring more to the table than that.
Wall Street is Wall Street is such an easy target. You know what I mean? It's like, that's an easy
it
target.
is, because like,
he's not even going like, it's not even like a deep concept. We know capitalism at this point in time is like trash. Like, we know that. You don't have to keep harping on that same point. Well, just tell us what you can do within the system we have now so we can get to the steps where we can do something about it. No.
Yeah, it's like they don't believe in baby steps. Like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, it's a black person. I would love for racism to be dismantled tomorrow and like fucking white people to be held accountable for their actions and fucking the decades upon decades and centuries of fucking systematic oppression that we face. But that's not realistic. I know that shit. I like to talk about it. I like to say it, but I know deep in my heart of hearts that shit's not realistic. So I understand that it takes baby steps, but however, I like to take steps. I don't like to stand still. With Bernie Sanders, he's saying all this shit, like, he wants us to take these fucking gigantic leaps, and it's like, dog, no, that's like, I can hear it and be like, that's not realistic, dog. Like, this is not realistic at all. You giving us no actual steps how you even plan to get to that end point. You automatically go to the end point and you're just like, just trust me and follow me. Dude, no, once again, like I said earlier, no such thing as a white messiah. And I'm not blindly following the white man, no old white man to anywhere. So you need to come a little bit more.
Typical politician. Like, I don't see how he's any different. I didn't like, people kept trying to like make that comparison. Oh, he's not like your typical politician. I'm like, dude, he's an A1 politician, dog.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's making a bunch of promises that he can't keep. That's like that's like being a politic. Like, that's the 101 guidebook of being.
He's a caricature of a politician. That's what he is.
In many ways, Bernie was similar to Trump in that he was the opposite. He was the opposite end of the spectrum of Trump. That's what I've always said about him. Like, and I don't like. And I get it. Like, he means well. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand he does. But like,
yeah,
like, no. Dog, like, you can't make these outlandish promises and then shit on the person who's technically on your side at some point and be like, oh, their fucking thing is not realistic. I'm like, dude, how can you say Hillary's plans aren't realistic when you're out here talking about, so you're going to fucking get rid of fucking student loan debt for everybody, give us free college, give us free healthcare, and like not blow up the budget? Like, nigga, how? Like, what magical math are you using to get here? And then the crazy thing is, people are like, oh, I don't mind paying a little bit more. And I'm like, I don't either. Don't get me wrong. I really don't. Hell, if Bernie would have won, I would have gladly forked over more money for all this shit to happen. And like, here's the thing, like, people are like, oh, Hillary's plan would raise taxes. Like, okay, and you think Bernie Sanders' plan wasn't going to raise taxes? Like, he put his freaking tax calculator online. I plugged my shit and I was like, dog, this man is tripping. Right? And it's like, people are like, oh, I wouldn't mind. And it's like, no, actually, a lot of fucking liberals would mind. Point in case, Colorado, they had the chance to do free healthcare. And what happened? Like, people saw how much that shit was going to destroy their tax. 90% of freaking liberals and Democrats were like, hell to the fucking nah. And that shit never passed. So, like, don't sit here and say that, you know, oh, Hillary was going to destroy us with taxes, but Bernie for somehow magically would just, everything would stay the same, but we would get all these sweet benefits. Like, fuck out of here, dog. Like,
SoWellSpoken.com. SoWellSpokenPod on Twitter. Leave a review, share, spread the word, spread the So Well Spoken word if you have the time, I guess.
I thought you were like going to say like a fake Bible verse from like So Well Spoken Bible. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, yeah, guys, check everybody out. You know, follow Angelus, Moris, and I and stuff. we talk a lot of shit a lot of the time and retweet a lot of the stuff that you hear on our topic. So you may get a clue inside to what we're going to talk about each episode too. So, you know.
And I think that's it.
Yep.
All right, guys.
See you next time.
Yep.